Hey everybody, Neil Thompson from Teach the Geek here. I work with technical professionals so they can present more effectively, especially in front of non-technical audiences. And you can learn more about that at teachthegeek.com. Again, that's teachthegeek.com. And as always, remember to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel as every bit helps. There have been more than one occasion where I've been in the audience of a conference and you're listening to the keynote speaker, and this person is full of energy. They're moving around the stage, they're using their hands, they have a whole lot of vocal variety. People are swept up into this frenzy, and when they're done, they may even get a standing ovation. I certainly have been in that position, not as a speaker, but someone in the audience. And oftentimes, when everyone is standing up to give them the standing ovation, I stay in my seat and I wonder to myself, what did I just sit through? What did I learn? And I suspect that a lot of us technical people think this or feel the same way when we sit through such a presentation. And we resolve to ourselves that we don't necessarily want to be that type of speaker who's able to appeal to people emotionally, but at the end of the presentation, you have no clue what they spoke about. Someone asked you just 10, 15 minutes afterwards, what was that presentation about? You wouldn't know, but they had a whole lot of energy. So to be a technical person who gives presentations and you want to be more of that person who's able to convey information in an understandable way, here's one tip. Have a call to action and work backward from that. So when it comes to preparing a presentation, I'm a firm believer in developing your call to action first. What do you want people to do after the presentation? Not necessarily how you want them to feel, because if you're giving a presentation to a technical person, it's likely because you want to convey information and you want people to do something with that information afterwards. So figure that out. What is that call to action? And then you work backwards. What kind of points do you need to make that will naturally lead to that call to action? What introduction makes sense to lead to those points, which will lead to that call to action? And what that does is now you focused your presentation, so you've eliminated a whole bunch of extraneous information that you may have put into the presentation. And it makes your presentation more palatable to the people you're speaking to too, because you're not overloading them with a wealth of information. And ultimately, that's the point. So as opposed to being the keynoter at a conference who's up, full of energy, whipping the crowd into a frenzy, making them feel great at the end of the presentation, certainly you don't want to make people feel bad at the end of your presentations as a technical person, but you want them to have the information they need to make decisions based on the information you gave them. And a great way to go about doing that is figuring out what your call to action is and working backwards from that. Hopefully that's been helpful. Again, my name is Neil Thompson. I'm the founder of Teach the Geek. I work with technical professionals so they can present more effectively, especially in front of non-technical audiences. And you can learn more about that at teachthegeek.com. Again, that's teachthegeek.com. Until next time, take care and stay safe.